Hola, buenos dias, good morning, continuous liners. Howdy, I'm coming to you live from the streets of Condesa in Mexico City. And I'm trying, look at this, I'm right in the sun. It's so beautiful because there's so many big trees in Condesa, it's sometimes hard to find a little sunlight. So it feels good to get a little morning winter sunlight, especially as we're going into winter solstice, right? Anyways, checking in with my continuous liners. I was thinking about the process of continuous line, right? I've got these delivery guys swirling right around me now. It's kind of how you got to roll with it when you're doing live video out on the street, when you're doing live video. Life happens, right? There's a lot of stuff going on around you. I live in Mexico, right? So life is bustling. Anyways, I've also rolled out some new workshops, and I've been talking about like what they are, and essentially the only kind of workshops that I'm really ever going to have, well, I don't want to say ever, but mostly it's all going to be about creative drawing. It's what I do. It's like my most favorite thing in the world to do. Drawing. I love to draw. And I love to draw in all different kinds of ways, right? I have this continuous line practice, and I bring a lot of you with me to practice the continuous line. You know why? You know why the continuous line became such a big thing for me is having produced workshops and worked with instructors and been the instructor myself. The number one comment almost everyone has about their art practice is that they're too rigid. They're too tight, they're too controlled, they want to loosen up, right? Lori Richards' watercolor class is called Loosen Up with Lori Richards. Continuous line is all about loosening up, right? Because once you just start to get in the habit of moving, you start to trust your hand. You trust your hand. And I speaking from personal experience, I like from a year ago, how much more, I've been making art really not all that long in the grand scheme of things, under a decade. But in the past year of just doing continuous line, I can see how my skills have just powerhoused. You know why? Continuous line. The ice skating on the page, and even just the basic elementary exercises, right? Like, I mean, a lot of people are posting their finished work in our group, and I am too, right? This finished. It's not like finished paintings, right? Because this is essentially a drawing practice group. This is a drawing practice group. And so it's not about finished paintings or drawings, and it's cool that if you do that, but this group, Continuous Line Storytelling, is about practicing your lines and telling a story with your lines. Now, sometimes that means a finished piece. Sometimes it just means drawing warm-ups, right? Which I'm a big fan of drawing warm-ups. And I do them a lot. I don't always share them because they're just kind of part of my everyday. Like brushing my teeth, making my bed. I try to make my bed every day. But sometimes my girls jump back into the bed and I'm like, oh, I don't want to disturb them. And then in the afternoon I jump in and go, oh, I'm just going to join them. Delicious coffee. So I'm checking in with all the continuous liners today. I'm loving the drawings that you're sharing. Everyone's at their own place with it. It's sometimes hard getting started at continuous line. You know why? Because you don't trust your hand. You don't trust your line. And I'm telling you, if you just start to practice slowly, all things are possible through practice. All things are possible through practice. I am going to do sunlight. All right. I'm not ready to take my sunglasses off. So let me see if I can back this up because just doing faces. I'm gonna make sure my pen. Come on. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Finish big with a heart. Alrighty. There. I did it. Alright, so the point of this exercise is not to draw perfect faces. None of my drawing techniques or anything about drawing anything perfect. But over time, as you do continuous line, you learn logistics, you learn composition, you learn where things are connected. You see how, like, here's my head, and like right here is a tree. Here's another tree, right? Like, you see how things are connected. I think that's the street right there or something. And so you see how things are connected. So by drawing in one continuous line, you can go like from your arm to your hair to the tree to the, you know, this isn't a great composition just because it's me in the frame. But what I'm trying to tell you is that with a continuous line practice and just playing with it, right? Pushing your lines, just drawing, like, I'm also a big fan of not drawing anything. The lines, just a practice of lines, right? Because it gets your mind and your hand conditioned to move. Oftentimes I hear people say, I'm afraid, right? Like, oh, I'm afraid to do continuous line. That's because your hand is not conditioned to keep moving, right? Just keep conditioning it to move. So with my continuous line, I have some continuous line sketching workshops coming up. We're going to Sayulita in January, Oaxaca in February, Guanajuato in March. All of these workshops are about pushing your limits, not even your limits, just pushing your idea of your own creativity, right? So as you condition your lines, as you strengthen your lines, as you develop your eye-hand coordination, and I swear to God, I can see the difference for those of you that are practicing a continuous line, committed to the practice, and then when you're sharing some drawings, I can see the how you've developed. I can see how you strengthen your composition because you've learned through continuous line how things are connected, how things are logistically put together, right? Coffee. Here comes another big truck. That wasn't so bad. So anyways, those of you that are with me, not even with me, just have a practice, right? But want to learn more, want to, you know, be adventurous and go draw on location. Believe me, I see the news. I see what's going on out there. It's a little scary what the, you know, I mean, the news is always going to tell us the worst case scenario, right? But I'm going to do everything I can to stay protected and protect those around me, to have, to continue to have safe adventures out there. Because, I mean, I think a lot of us, I was in my house for 2 years, longer, and I get it. And then, you know, there were some silver linings to that, but I want to get out there and draw all that I can before my time is up, right? So I want to do all that I can to keep myself safe, keep my community safe, and continue to partake in the world and draw the world and record my experiences of it, right? Good or bad, right? There's always going to be good or bad. There's always going to be stuff going on, right? Like, but there's also, like, there comes a point where you have to be like, you know, the life I want is out there, right? And so I want to get out there. I want to do what I can to get out there. And that's how I see the future for me in my drawing, because I can't not draw. I have to draw, and I love to draw on location. Like, I have a hard time even drawing at home anymore because I love to be out on location. And even these continuous line warm-ups, I do them out on the streets when I could be doing them in my home studio, right? But I love the whole idea of, like, being out on the street sketching. The whole energy of, you know, I'm in Mexico City, right? There's food carts and bells and whistles and traffic and dogs and tacos and churches and honking and people, and there's and it's a city, right? And it's a vibrant city, and I love it, right? It has knocked up my art tremendously. And so this is the experience I am offering to you guys. energetic drawings, creative drawing, pushing your limits of what you think your creativity is, not feeling like you can get past that issue of my art, my drawings are too tight, my drawings are too controlled. I had that issue. I mean, I think everyone starts in that place, right? My drawings are too rigid. I want them to loosen up a little bit. The continuous line has literally been the only thing that I have found that has remedied that has helped me through that. It has helped me loosen, you know, with a daily practice too. I practice a lot. Look, I'm doing eyelashes and stuff because I can't help myself. So anyways, guys, that's my sermon for today, is committing to a continuous line practice and how it just can help you, you know, being able to do the things you want to do as an artist, right? Where you go, oh, look at that doggy sitting over there, I want to draw it, and your hand draws it, right? When you have that sort of command of being able to draw. And, you know, my headline in I think my Instagram, it says, knowing how to draw can save your life, right? Like for me, it was something that saved my life. It's that sacred to me. It's that personal to me. It's that important to me, knowing how to draw. It has saved my life. But it can come in handy in so many ways when you know how to draw. Hey, and I'm not knocking abstract, because like abstract is cool, right? But knowing how to draw it's just a way to connect the dot. I mean, for me, that's right, that's getting kind of deep, but it's a way to be able to connect, right? I connect to my community. I connect, you know, like in my neighborhood, I've given drawings to my dog walker, to the guy who's out there parking the cars, to the garbage collector. You know, I draw the gal who makes the bread. I've drawn people in my neighborhood, and so now when they see me, they're like, hola, right? Because it's connected me to them, right? And I feel like I know them a little bit better because I've drawn them. And I don't even know them, but I've drawn them, right? So it's a different kind of connection. So I love the experience of being an artist out on the street, drawing the people and the places where I live and telling my story. Continuous line storytelling, that's what we do. Continuous line storytelling. So have you take a go at just doing some continuous line faces, right? And just have fun with it, because really I had no idea what I was going to do. I sometimes tend to get larger as I draw, and I was like, just keep it safe, keep it small, right? That's why, like, when I didn't know what to do, I added some boobs because I wasn't sure which way I wanted to go. All right, guys, that's my sermon for today. A little continuous line faces, a little coffee in the sunlight. So, okay, guys, show me your continuous line faces, all right? And I'll check in with you later. Have a great day. Happy weekend. Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas. All that good stuff. Bye.